Hi and welcome to You Got This. We've all been criticised at some time in our lives. Sometimes people say things to us to help us improve, but sometimes they say things that can really hurt us. It isn't always easy to tell the difference either. Today, let's look at what we can take from criticism and what we can let go of. Let's begin. Let's start by looking at what criticism is. Criticism is when someone tells you they don't like something that you did or said. But not all criticism is the same. Sometimes it's meant to help, and sometimes it isn't. Before we look at how to handle criticism, let's look at the two main types. Sometimes a person wants to help you improve. They speak kindly and explain what could be better. This is called helpful criticism, and it gives you something you can learn from. But sometimes criticism is meant to hurt. A person may use unkind words to make you feel bad about yourself. This is called hurtful criticism. It doesn't help you to improve at all. It only causes pain. Sometimes the words that hurt us the most aren't shouted. They're sent in a text message or said as if they're no big deal. You're just too sensitive. Can't you take a joke? Why do you always make such a big deal out of everything? Comments like these don't help us grow. They make us question ourselves, and over time they can damage our confidence. We've talked about what criticism is and why it can hurt. Now it's time to open our Life Skills Toolbox. Every lesson in this series gives you simple tools you can add to your own toolbox. These tools won't stop people from criticising you, but they can help you stay calm, learn from the experience, and respond with confidence. Today we'll add 3 simple tools. Let's look at each one step at a time. Our first tool is pause before you react. When someone criticises you, it's easy to answer straight away, but reacting in the heat of the moment can make things worse. Instead, take a breath and give yourself a moment to think. That short pause gives you time to choose your response instead of simply reacting. Often, it's the difference between an argument and a calm conversation. Let's look at how to do that. When someone criticises us, our first instinct is often to react straight away. We might want to defend ourselves, argue back, or explain why they're wrong. But reacting in the heat of the moment doesn't usually make the situation any better. Instead, give yourself permission to pause. Take one slow breath. Have a sip of your coffee, or go for a walk. Or simply give yourself a few quiet moments just to think. You don't have to answer immediately. A calm mind makes better decisions than an emotional one. Sometimes the most powerful response is the one that you don't rush. Our second tool is called Learn What You Can. Not every criticism deserves the same amount of attention. Some comments can help us improve, and others tell us more about the person saying them than they do about us. The skill is learning the difference. Let's look at how to do that. When you've had time to calm down, ask yourself one simple question. Is there anything useful that I can learn from this? One way to tell the difference is this. Helpful feedback usually focuses on the problem. Hurtful criticism attacks the person. If someone is trying to help you improve, take that lesson. Maybe you've interrupted someone, maybe you forgot something, or maybe there's something you could do differently next time. Learning from helpful feedback helps us to grow. But if the criticism is unfair, exaggerated, or simply meant to hurt you, you don't have to accept it as the truth. Learn what you can and leave the rest behind. Our final tool is called Choose Your Response. After you've paused and after you've looked for any useful lesson, it's time to decide what happens next. You can't always control what other people say, but you can control how you respond. Every response is a choice, and every choice is an opportunity to respond with confidence instead of reacting with emotion. Let's look at some simple ways you can do that. Take a moment before you reply. Stay calm and focus on the problem, not the person. You could say, "When I read those messages, I felt hurt," and then calmly explain your boundary. "I'm happy to listen to feedback, but I'm not willing to be spoken to like that." If the other person is willing to talk respectfully, you can keep the conversation going. But if they continue to be hurtful, it's okay to end the conversation. You might simply say, "I think it's best if we talk another time." Walking away isn't giving up. Sometimes it's the healthiest response that you can choose. Remember, you can't control what other people write or say, but you can choose a response that you'll be proud of. She can't change the message that she's received. She can't control how other people choose to behave, but she can choose how she responds. And today, she stayed calm, she listened, and she spoke honestly. She set a respectful boundary, and she chose a response she could be proud of. That doesn't mean every difficult conversation will end the way we hope. Sometimes people understand and sometimes they don't. But every time you pause before reacting, learn what you can and choose your response carefully. You build confidence, self-respect, and stronger communication skills. Like any life skill, it takes practice. The more you use these tools, the more natural they become. And that's a skill that can make a real difference in everyday life. Thank you for joining me today. I hope this lesson has given you some practical tools that you can use in your everyday life. Remember, pause before you react. Learn what you can. Choose your response. Every difficult conversation is another opportunity to practice. You won't get it perfect every time, and that's okay. What matters is that you're learning, growing, and becoming more confident with every conversation. Be patient with yourself. These skills take time, but every little small step helps build confidence. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel for more life skills. If you'd like to support my work, you can buy me a coffee at the link on the screen. It's also available in the description of this video. Your support really helps me to create more free life skills for everyone. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you next week. You got this.